Are you finding yourself needing to live in your car? Without a home, without a place to go, without enough money, and broken emotionally? This video is for you. I did not think I would be living in my car for 14 months. I never thought I'd be living in my car in the first place. But today I'm going to share with you my absolute essentials to survival during these tough times and how to navigate this difficult situation a little easier and to come out on the other side of it all stronger, more powerful, and more healed. At the end of this video, I'm going to walk us both through a short manifestation affirmation that is my own personal one that I am using because I believe we can turn this whole situation around and recreate our lives. So the first thing I want to say is take stock in your situation. Are you safe? That is priority number one. You need to be in a safe space. Do you have any money? See what you have, budget. See if there's any friends or anyone who can give you any type of loan. I had a little bit saved so that I could buy my Toyota Sienna. It was $6,000 in cash. And I also had a few other people who donated and helped me to pay for it fully. So see what type of resources you have available to you who can help you during this moment. And what do you need first for your well-being and your safety? Do you need to get blankets? Do you have enough food? Do you have enough gas? And all of us can answer those three questions very differently depending on where we're at. But the most important essential survival items first is gas, especially if you're anywhere with cold weather. You want to keep your tank as full as possible and never let it go half, especially if the temperatures where you are at are going below freezing, or you can really mess up your gas tank and your vehicle won't start. If you have no gas, there are programs like Salvation Army, Goodwill, there are churches that you don't have to go and attend a service, but you can call them and find out if you can get any type of gas vouchers. For example, when I was staying in the domestic violence shelter, they had a contract with Chevron Gas, and I was able to receive gas cards. So don't rule that out. It is a necessity, and you want to keep that as full as possible. For very specific emergency situations, you can Google 411 or 211 depending on where you're at. They have resource numbers. They can tell you where there could be response centers, financial aid assistance, domestic violence shelters, and other numbers that you might find helpful. So that is one area where you can get resources. Another very emergency thing is please have enough blankets. I cannot stress that enough. I have a really huge, thick, king-size quilt. I have a rated 30-degree sleeping bag, and I have wool blankets. I also have wool blankets on the floor under my bed for my dog. That way the two of us stay nice and cozy when it gets really cold. If you're dealing with sleeping in sub-zero or teen weather, please get yourself an electric blanket if possible, or a sleeping bag that is rated for that temperature. If you don't have the means to do one of that, I would be calling churches in my area. I would be calling Goodwill and the Salvation Army to see if you could get it donated to you. Don't be afraid to ask. You need this. Pick up the phone, dial the number, or drive there, and you can receive help. Next is food. Of course, canned goods like canned meat, tuna fish, soup, all of those things are non-perishable and can stay in your car for any type of an emergency situation. There are food banks who are willing to assist you, and food pantries that are often run by churches, and you don't have to attend their services to receive those benefits. Take a look, Google your area for food banks. You'll get a list. You can go ahead and either call or look there on their websites. They often have what times they're open, and then you can go ahead and visit those places and get food. They often will ask you for an ID, but sometimes they don't even do that. Sometimes you just have to sign a piece of paper. Sometimes they want to know if you have a home, what your address is. but some are more lenient than others. I've been to some where I've just walked in and was able to use the pantry, and they gave me incredible food. I've been to food banks across the United States. Sometimes if you think a town is so small that they shouldn't have a good one, you would be surprised. Up in Montana, they had tons of fresh meat. They had fresh game that hunters would come in and would donate. They were very accommodating and were so friendly. Then I've been to places in very wealthy areas, and they were awful. They gave you like one little bag of rice, like you could have 2 cans of food. It was very strange to me. You could pick out a loaf of bread. Anyway, so don't give up. If you hit one that wasn't very good, you can try one in the next town over. And as I said, churches also have food pantries, and oftentimes they can be very accommodating. Some of these places in Bend, Oregon, where I had been for a while, they had St. Vincent's, and they were amazing. They had a food pantry along with clothing and food, as well as things like toothpaste and toothbrushes and shampoo. So please reach out. If you need help purchasing food, you can also get online and apply through your state's Health and Human Services for EBT card or SNAP. That can help to make those ends meet. You have to be making a certain amount of money to be able to qualify, but you'll be able to find that out on their website. So do apply for that, because that is aid that you may be able to get. During my first year in the car, I used a cooler. I packed it with ice packs. I had bags of ice that I used. It was indispensable for me. Did you see his tail? It can keep your food and your leftovers fresh, especially if you like to cook. It can become difficult because you're consistently changing the ice out. You're consistently having to dump the water that leaks in there and buying double bags. If you can afford it or make the investment, I would suggest getting a bodega cooler. I love mine. It's incredible. It either has a freezer on one side and a refrigerator on the other, or you can take out the center panel and make it all one temperature. They have them in different sizes, so you can choose something larger or smaller. It runs off of my small EB55 Blue Eddy generator for over 12 hours. There's no ice needed, no cleanup. I can shop and have fresh food in there for days. I can also purchase things in bulk or when it's on sale, like meat, for instance, and divide it up and put it into the freezer side and just take it out and defrost as I need. This is an incredible investment, especially if you're going to be car camping long term. Now, a 5-gallon water jug. This is imperative for safety. You always want to have water on hand and never run out. I use a USB rechargeable pump, and it works great for me. I refill water at grocery stores where they have dispensers. Outside, it's only 50 cents per gallon, and I usually just fill up my 5-gallon halfway because it's kind of heavy for me to get back into the vehicle. So I also keep a 1-gallon water jug, and I will fill it up and make a couple trips back to that. So definitely that 5-gallon water jug. Now, how to cook. I personally don't choose to cook inside my vehicles. I know some people have set up little kitchen areas inside of their cars. I don't want my stuff smelling like food, and I don't like the possibility of having an accident. So I cook on my special table out back with my Dash air fryer plugged into my generator. It works on my 1500 watt vitamin generator, which I absolutely love, and I can also cook at parks with plug-ins. When my battery's down or I don't have a plug-in available, I use my propane rocket stove and set up my foldable table, which you can get either through Amazon or Walmart. This is a godsend. It fits nice the way that it folds, and I can just slide it in on the inside of my slider door, and I can set up. A lot of places like public parks, even the beaches, they don't like you to set up the table and cook all the time. So you just have to be wary of that and know that where you are cooking is cool for you to do so. But that's how I cook. And I always try to make leftovers so I don't have to be cooking constantly. And I just put them in my bodega and then eat out of the fridge for usually a couple days. Now, where to go during the day? Of course, if you're a stand-up, self-contained van, you can go pretty much anywhere and not have to think about it. But if you're in a car, you're going to need to be thinking about where is the bathroom. You're going to have to think about where they're going to allow you to park for long term. Now, most campgrounds don't really like having car campers come in. Some of them do. There are state parks and state passes you can get and hang out for the day. That's pretty cheap. Like in Washington State, I was able to get just a car pass for the day. It was $35 for annual, but down in California, it's like $200 for a beach pass for the day. So you're just going to have to weigh those out. Some people like boondocking on BLM land, and you can go ahead and look up online BLM land, and it'll show you different areas, especially in California and Arizona, where you can park and stay for up to 150 days during the winter. Some of that area has spotty Wi-Fi, and that makes it tougher for me. And sometimes the sandstorms get a little rough, so I just choose not to do that at present. Town or city, it's usually Starbucks, the library, other coffee shops, sometimes fast food places like Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King will let you go and sit down, have a cup of coffee, and sit for an hour or two, but you usually do need to move. Libraries are my favorite spot. I was recently gifted a YMCA pass, which is fantastic. They have a sliding scale and scholarships for people that you can apply for. The YMCA in my area has a sit-down working station where you can either sit and have lunch, or you can plug in your laptop and stay pretty much as long as you want to. You can work out and take a shower. So that is basically what I'm doing at this present time. If you go into your local Y, they are nationally recognized so that it's reciprocal and you can use it nationwide, but you can fill out the scholarship form and let them know your financial situation, where you may be able to get half or more off of the price of a membership. So for some more items that I absolutely love, one is my plug-in car charger. This is a lifesaver. It's usually only about $15. My kettle runs on very little power. I can heat up water and make my coffee or tea, or just water if I need to wash out a pan. I'm going to leave links, my affiliate links below for all of these. All of these work fantastically in my Vitamin 1500 watt generator, which runs so many appliances. And then my Blue Yeti EB55, which charges my laptop, it charges my phone. I've put my links down below in the descriptions. If you do choose to purchase anything through my links, I will receive a small commission from Amazon. Thank you. Now for sleeping. First, I park in the most safest neighborhoods that I can find. I take a look at the vehicles, I take a look at the homes, I make sure things are clean, and if it feels safe and your gut feels good, then it probably is. That's where I normally will sleep. Now, I also am prone to sleeping at hotel parking lots or on curbside of hotels, hospital parking lots. Sometimes I find myself near town or city parks. Again, those are in neighborhoods and they're pretty safe spots. And of course, there's Walmart, Cabela's, Cracker Barrel, Love's, Pilot, and Flying J truck stops. And yes, even if you're a car, you can sleep at truck stops. You just don't sleep on the side with the trucks. You sleep over. Usually you will see the cars parked in the regular area of the parking lot. Love's is probably one of my favorites. And you can go in and use the bathroom, and there are showers. Some people also like gym memberships at like Planet Fitness or 24-hour or Anytime Fitness, because you can also oftentimes park in these parking lots and sleep. And I have been known to go there too. And one special tip is to always keep your driver's side clear. If you have to bring things up from the front and put them in the passenger side and on the floor, that's fine. But always keep your passenger side clean and clear. So if you have to get up and get out for any reason, you have a clear shot out and you don't get caught having to move things. This is really important for safety. I also have a couple of defense items positioned around my vehicle in different areas. So depending on where I am, I have something to grab if I need it. That's pretty important, I think. Now that you're equipped with all of that information, you can just take a deep breath and relax for a minute, come back to yourself, and we're just going to do a short moment of a meditation that is for manifestation and changing the situation. So just get comfy for a second. I am more than this situation. I elevate above it. I am loved. I love myself. I nurture myself. I take care of myself. I make myself calm and peaceful. I am worthy and I deserve love, peace, safety, stability, success. Of course, I am finding my way. Of course, I am finding ways to change my life and to make my life what I want it to be 100%. Of course, I have this ability. Ideas come to me all of the time. I remove all of the limitations that I have found myself dealing with. I bowl over all of the obstacles. I move past them. I find my safe space. I am powerful. I am creative. I am enough. Everything I desire desires me. I am worthy. Of course I can create change. Of course I can make money. Of course I can have success and love and peace and joy. Of course I can live the life I want. I am healing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Also, if you like to read, I have books that are available in Kindle Unlimited. I am a romance author and I've linked them down below. Any page reads, anytime you purchase one of my books, you'll be helping me out, and I so appreciate that. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Please leave me a comment. I'd love to know what's going on in your life, and let's go forward together. Thanks so much. Bye.